some people. That's when we ask you for 90 minutes. As we roll the vibes on Connecting the Dots on DBS Radio. It's Saturday, 17th day in the month of June. We welcome you to another edition, another program. My name is Ivona John Baptist Luge. I host the program with Nigel Francis. Let me see if he is with us already. Nigel, good morning.
Hey, good morning. How you doing?
Frighten media, we are in A and I frighten it. You have a laddie white there today, man, Nigel.
I trying.
You're trying, okay. Well,
yes,
trying
yes.
Because
but wait, I cannot see you this morning. What happened? You in the background this morning? You're hiding from me this morning?
No, I'm not hiding. I don't know what is happening. But
I don't know what's happening. I just seen a screen up there, nice colorful screen, and I cannot see you, but that's okay.
You cannot see me, okay.
But we'll get it sorted out in a few.
Yes, the technician is right next to me, so he is ensuring that everything works well. Nigel, Chalet, hitting the place. Hey, Nigel, look, I not hearing you, no? In my headphone there. Let's see if we can fix that up. So, Nigel, I was saying, Chalet, hitting the place. Well, look, I know the head, Nigel. Well, look it. Let's see if we can rectify this. But really, it's hot. Burning hot. So, like a Fante. That's the kind of weather we have here. A hot Saturday morning. There's a coolness though in the studio. My guest is here. We should have a very interesting discussion this morning on Connecting the Dots. Hey, Nigel.
All right, you see me now?
Looking frightened me again. Yes, we are hearing you.
All right, so we're hearing, we're seeing. That's lovely. I can see you too. So everything is back to normal.
Yes.
Yes, Charlie over here too.
Yes. So what the heat wave doing you, Nigel?
Oh, it's hot. It's really hot out there, man. I have to walk a couple bottles of water each time and try to stay indoors as much as I can. It's from the vehicle, jump into wherever I'm going, try to get back into the vehicle for a little AC. But you know the thing with the vehicle, right? Man. Once you get out and you stay for a little while, when you come back, it's more chalet in the vehicle again.
More chalet. It is really, really hot, and I tell you, I know you all are going through what record-breaking temperatures.
Record-breaking temperatures, man.
Oppressive heat wave. Really, that's what they call it.
Yes. Once you get into the upper 90s and you're hitting 100, you know what it feels like. You know. So I think it has. We haven't got to the point yet where we have to have sprinklers all out on the road so people can get a little bath. But it's hot. It's extremely hot. I cannot hide the fact that it's very hot.
Dangerously hot conditions. And we are in the hurricane season, and you know what the heat, means when it's extremely hot. What we would have seen, in the past years. As the heat and hurricanes and tropical storms and all of that is concerned.
And all of that. And in between, we've been having some thunderstorms, some real thunderstorms and tornadoes. And I'm like, but it's all good. It's all good because,
we have to cope.
Yes, we are living in the tropics, and therefore we have to enjoy what it gives to us, both good and bad. When it's cool and nice, we enjoy it. When it's hot, then we not necessarily enjoy it, but we live with it.
All right, of course, we have to live with it. With Nigel, we just have to live with it and make the best out of the situation. Go in a river, take a dive in a bassin or something like that.
Careful, don't say too many of those things that you might make me feel away.
Yeah,
I don't have a river I can go and take a dive in, so careful.
I'll send one for you.
I will accept that. I will accept that.
Because that's the vibes for now, river baths, take a good soak.
Yes. So yes. You have the luxury, of having that in the nature.
Yes,
so that's good. How was your week though?
Man, Nigel, rough.
Rough week.
Yeah, and sometimes I tell myself, but why do you always say rough week? What else can I say? Rough week. Interesting as well. Apart from the challenges, many challenges. Very interesting week. The heat, adding to a headache and all of that.
Mm.
But I give thanks, man, Nigel. I give thanks.
We
Gratitude is
have
a
to.
must. A
We
lot
have
has
to. We
happened.
have
Yeah,
to.
definitely. And we are moving on with the reading competition. We have 10 finalists. That
Wonderful.
competition, so we have the finals coming up early July. So this is coming up. By the way, Nigel, Cricket West Indies has officially announced that West Indies will play a test match in Dominica from the 12th to the 16th of July. And that's very soon. And that's good news.
That is very good news. Very good news. Very soon, go out and support in your thousands. Flood the Windsor Park Stadium. And let's show them what it means to support West Indies cricket and to have cricket in Dominica.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's against India, so that's a wonderful opposition. So
Yep.
flood the streets, vendors get ready, to sell your produce and, and everybody else be ready to try to make $1 out of it and at the same time spend $1 to ensure that we have maximum participation. I'm pretty sure DBS is going to be on top of the coverage.
Oh, yeah. Hey. So, yeah, we're putting things in place. It's not as easy as before in terms of what entailed before in terms of cricket coverage and all of that. So we know that. But we are placing ourselves in a position that we can do a lot in that regard. Imagine if Alec Athenas is selected, Nigel, to play in Dominica. You can begin to see what is happening.
Granville will be empty first of all.
Granville will be empty.
Granville will be empty, and then the rest of Dominica will follow through.
Yep.
So Cricket West Indies do the right thing.
Mm-hmm. Curtis Matthew had Alec Athenas on off the field with Delvin Esprit on Wednesday.
Yes.
And if someone called from Granby and he was saying that the plan is to have everybody from Granby just come to the stadium, so that would just be something big for Dominica.
We'll go out and support. Would be excellent, mm-hmm. and definitely congratulations there to Alec if that is done. Yes, listen to the program if you understand Delvin, some great information and sharing some information and
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking forward to that particular test match and see what happens for Dominica and for Alec.
Hey, but look, Alvin telling me not to rub it in like that. What I rubbing there, Nigel? The reverse, man.
What Alvin tell you this
time? You see Alvin looking me trouble that early?
Yes, he have already explained that I was the reason why he was late this morning. So that
okay.
So no detention for him, That's right. Okay.
Ivona's son Nigel is responsible for I being late for class. Okay. So yes. Nigel, so you have to get a detention, man, Nigel.
So
but that would be good if I can give you a detention. I mean, you never gave me a detention when you taught me at school. But if I can just give you a detention, that would.
We can reverse the roles.
Yeah, that would look well on my resume that I gave Nigel Press a detention. Oh boy.
Hey, we say good morning to Derek Liverpool as well. Yep. Locked in and enjoying the vibes, Derek from Impulse Band. Will Ofa, good morning to you, my brother. Glenda Shillingford, good morning. This is what Glenda telling us. Blessed morning, Nigel and Ivona.
Mm-hmm.
So love to know we have our folks locked in already.
Moving Joseph as well, saying good morning. Lazar, Norma Mary. Also on, Glenda Shillingford. Ivona, I absolutely enjoyed reading competition yesterday. Looking forward to the finals. Nigel, it was really a good reading competition. So apart from this, the pupils being able to showcase their reading ability, Nigel, the conversation in between the rounds, the questions that they would answer, the interaction, it just tells you that they are ready for even public speaking. So there's a lot.
Beautiful. I wasn't able to catch yesterday's one, but I'll go back and repeat and catch it up over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so that's great.
Yep. Yeah, man.
Yes, good. And then I understand the report is at home, right? We finally got the report. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Yes, the report on
so let's see what happens next week.
Modernization.
Let's see how much we can get from that. Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah, needed. And how we can move
good things are happening.
Yes. So let's see. I guess by next week, Saturday, Nigel will be able to see something from this.
Wonderful.
Nigel, today's what? Today's the 17th. Nigel, tomorrow is Father's Day, man.
Well, I was not going to say anything. I said I'm not going to say anything.
No way, Nigel.
Because I get enough blows already. I get enough blows from our Connecting the Dots family who tell me that Ivona and I when it was Mother's Day, we had
We
big
Papa,
Mother's
I
Day
had
special.
oh
We had
boy,
fellas in the studio
we
making
Papa.
us cry, singing to mothers, and tomorrow is Father's Day, and we are not doing anything. And
Herein lies the herein
I
lies
responsible.
yes. So herein lies the reason for the detention for you, because I mean that was your cake, Nigel, to slice up and serve and everything. I did my best for Mother's Day. I was hoping
I
that.
know, I know, I know, I know, and that's why I said I'm not going to say anything.
So
So
blame Nigel. Everybody just blame Nigel.
yes, and Alvin Thomas should have reminded me about that as well. So he has part of the blame to take, and Derek Liverpool as well, and all the other fathers on Connecting the Dots family. I'm going to share the blame with you.
So I
I not
remember.
take, according to the people, I'm not going down alone.
Yeah. You're taking some people with you. But Nigel, I
Yes, I
remember.
taking all the fathers on Connecting the Dots family with me. They didn't remind me. You didn't.
Nigel, I remember on the eve of Mother's Day, and in fact, the week leading up, there was a lot of excitement. A lot was happening. Even on radio, we could have gauged this. We had programs geared at for Mother's Day, really, for people to win prizes, and the participation was huge. I'm not seeing this. I don't know. Let me not say too much here, but something wrong.
But by the way, did DBS have a Father's Day contest like
But
they had
of
a Mother's Day
course,
contest?
yes, we.
Okay, because I saw something earlier in the year, but I didn't see many postings. I was like,
Well, the webmaster is right next to me, and so he was telling me like in the week in terms of the response. Not there. Nigel, let's move on.
what's going on with the fathers? I'm Thomas Holmes and those who at one point in time, Lennox Abraham, and those who at one point in time were responsible for the Men's Association.
There was Carriman, the Caribbean Mill Action Network.
Caribbean, yes. What's going on? Gentlemen, what's happening? Fathers, what's going on? Men in the society, what's happening? We got to get it together. Carl Kofi James, good morning to you. You're taking part of the blame too. But happy Father's Day to all. Happy Father's Day when it comes around tomorrow. And we certainly hope that you continue providing and playing the role that you're supposed to play as a father. So happy Father's Day when it comes around. I'm going to let Ivona say happy Father's Day to all those on Connecting the Dots, because that's to come from her, not from me.
Yes, happy Father's Day. I wish you the best.
Thank you, Ivona.
Every day should be Father's Day, like Mother's Day. We say every day should be Mother's Day. But to all the fathers, we have a lot of fathers, Nigel, who are really taking up the responsibilities and doing the best that they can, sometimes even playing the role of a mother as well. And I really salute you. I really salute all of you today. By the way, Winnie, I think you have a detention because you're late.
She was late. Yes.
So, yeah. But happy Father's Day to all Albinois, all our constant listeners and followers. You mentioned Alvin, Carl Kofi James, a wonderful dad. I know that Derek Liverpool, Mervyn Joseph, and Nigel, we could go on and on and on. Happy Father's Day all. And even if you're not a father biologically, but you're playing the role of a father, let me wish you the best as well. Yes.
So we accept the Happy Father's Day greeting for all the fathers from Ivona. On behalf of all the fathers, Ivona, thank you for that.
Yes. Okay. All right. I've done my duty in that regard. Quickly though, Nigel, as we bring on our guest, Juneteenth is on the 19th, right? So that's on Monday.
Yes.
On Monday.
Yes,
and that's
is
a holiday in the US. It's a national.
It is.
Okay.
It is. And we're hoping we can get to the point where, it becomes like a holiday similar to, the MLK Day and Martin Luther King and the rest. So we can have, all the places being closed, and we can be able to celebrate. And we don't have some people having to go to work and some people having to, be at home. And that the celebrations can be a reflection of what took place and remind people that, at one point in time of our history, we had that part of our history that's, it wasn't a very pleasant time. So reminding us of slavery and what it did for us. And of course, the celebration on June 19, when, we were officially released, if you want to put it that way. Of course, the mental slavery continues, but the physical one, we've been, released from that. So it's a celebration to mark that. And hopefully the other countries, can follow through. But for the US, it is, June 19th, Juneteenth. So as we say, a happy Juneteenth when it comes around.
So I'm smiling because I'm looking at some of the messages. But anyway, let's move on. we'll get back to that. We have a guest in studio, Nigel. Juneteenth, of course, we know, as you say, it commemorates the emancipation of enslaved African Americans. So I wish you all the best as you observe this day. But we have a guest, Nigel. Let's bring him on. Nigel, you know the guest, right? But you know
Well,
him.
of course,
Nigel.
but of course I know the guess.
Well, Nigel, when I have to interview you, because obviously your day is coming up, I have some questions I'll pose to you.
Yes.
Because it seems like every guest, no, not every guest though, and I'm very happy when a guest, especially the younger ones, say they don't really remember Nigel. So for me, that's a plus.
Yes.
Nigel, I joke that way. I
I
joke that. Nah, seriously. But Nigel, you have done so much, and we really have to document your story as well on Connecting the Dots. So I look forward to that day. But let's bring on our guest. He's in studio. Nigel, he came earlier on, and we had a little. I gave him a detention, but not his fault. It's my fault. But I just had a feeling that I can flex my muscle and give detentions today. So it was really my fault.
Okay, all right.
But he complied, and so we're nice. Good guest we have. So Nigel, bring him on.
Yes, it's a wonderful guest that we're gonna introduce. I think he's probably he might probably go down as the shortest but the best goalkeeper that Dominica has.
Oh, yes.
But it's a pleasure to have him. It's a pleasure to share with him this morning. I'm not seeing him yet, but it's wonderful to have Mr. Courtney Challenger with us. He's going to tell us a lot more about his journey, not so only in sports, but in terms of being in the fire service and what he's done there, his continued contribution as a coach and everything else, and his community, And of course, I know Courtney from back then, and he and his brother and I were also pretty close at one point as well. So it's going to be a lovely hour, and once I can see him, then I can see his handsome smiling face, so the webmaster will fix that. But in the meantime, good morning to you, sir. Welcome to Connecting the Dots. It's a pleasure to have you with us this morning. Welcome. Good morning.
Yet good morning to everyone. First of all, I just want to give God thanks for his mercies and for keeping me.
Yeah, man. Courtney Challenger, the man was in.
Yes.
It is really a pleasure
The people come say they're not seeing him, but
you're not seeing
him. Yes, they're not seeing him.
Okay. So,
but yes, we give God thanks for life and for being there. And even before we begin our discussion, let me say Happy Father's Day to you as well.
Thank you.
And I'm pretty sure that we're seeing him now. Finally. Yes. All you happy now? All the people on the book?
All
okay,
right,
they can see him now.
You can see him. By the way, Glenn, the Ashby is saying she has an excuse for being late. She woke up late. Please don't give her a detention.
I like that one. So yes. We'll give her a demerit in that case. We won't give her a detention because at least she give us an excuse. And But yeah, so Courtney, we're gonna go back. We're gonna go what we normally do on Connecting the Dots. We like to trace your journey and share with people, who you are, what it was like and so on. So tell us a little bit about you. First of all, what part of Dominica are you from?
Okay, when you're looking for somebody from Roseau, you can look to Courtney. I was born in Upper Lane on the 25th May 1960. As a matter of fact, just last month, African Liberation Day, I celebrated 63 years. I'm not someone who likes to hide my age, so I will tell you straight.
Because you're looking well, then Courtney not hiding your age. Some people, when they know they're looking well, they can tell you their age in, anytime and every time. But you look well, Courtney. You look well for your age.
Okay, and my family consists of 13 of us. I'm not someone who likes to talk about inside and outside, but just for the description, it's like my mom and dad had 9 together in a marriage circle and 5 outside, so 13. It's 8 sisters and 4 boys. As you know, that Nigel Shanti, your good friend, he passed in 1988 in an accident in the States. So that's so far I can tell you about my family.
All right. Interesting.
Wonderful. So you were born in Upper Lane.
Upper Lane.
For those who don't know where Upper Lane is,
Yeah, okay.
Give
It's
them an idea what are the places that
okay.
surrounding Upper Lane.
It's almost opposite the Scotia Bank. Is Republic Bank now. Opposite
Mhm.
the car park already have the restaurant. They have a restaurant there now. It's opposite. I mean, some people from the past could remember Boboy. I was Boboy's
Oh
neighbor.
yes. But
Oh
where they
yes,
used to sell
oh
the
yes,
bread and
oh
buns
yes.
Right,
now.
How
right,
can we
right.
forget that
I was living.
Mastiff and
Yeah, we were living next to him.
peanut butter
Yes.
and Mastiff and that's
Correct.
the original. Yes.
Yeah, so I was his very close neighbor. And Toots the baker, Dana Ito
Yes.
and his guys.
Yes.
Yeah, we lived in the same yard in Upper Lane.
All right, all right. And of course, that's next to what used to be Rosa Boys School and now was the All Saints,
All
I think,
Saints.
at some point, and
Right.
so on. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. So tell us a little bit about growing up then, man, Courtney. What is it like growing up in Upper Lane at that time as a young boy?
Well, I was actually about 4 years, at least I could remember, and remember the regular places like Lago. Remembering some characters. Well, most of them past people probably listening or
Bring the
watching.
names. Give us the names.
Okay, okay, like Ugly, Muzi, um, D8, and those guys, Bufong. A lot of those guys. I mean, I sometimes maybe as now I'm with you. The memory not 100% there, but I remember a lot of these guys. I mean, and Lago was a very popular place. Sometimes, if anytime I had to go there, I had to go fast and come back because I mean the people that used to be in that area, I could not stay around because I mean maybe some of you guys knew how it was in Lago. That was very 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 popular.
That was the main, in fact, that was the main
as Solo
square.
tells us in the song, I mean, Lago was a place you had to be.
Yeah.
Right.
The characters that were there, yes, definitely so.
But it's interesting that he brought up the names like Boboy and V8, because I remember growing up and hearing those names, and well, I knew of Boboy for sure. So it's nice, Courtney, that you can bring that, back to our memory.
Yes,
I remember Upper Lane and Lago.
Yeah, I mentioned V8 because in those times you not have to even listen to a radio to know that there was cricket. V8 would pass around and give you information and sometimes even give its own commentary, which we would just sit and just look at the it, and and this brought a lot of joy to our hearts, because at the time we give them great respects, even if we feel they were characters, but we give them the respect that they needed.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice vibes already,
Yes.
Nigel. I like this. It takes me back, to my childhood days as well. Going by, Zabo. You can remember Zabo on Upper Lane, I think. High
But of
up Upper
course.
Lane, and getting messages from my grandmother, some lad and things like that. So yeah, it just brings back memories.
It
Let's
sure
continue,
does. It
Courtney.
sure does.
Yeah.
And I mean, as you say, V8, I mean, V8 was a walking cricket historian.
Yeah.
And of course, in those days, like when we had AM radio, so cricket, you had to get that through the AM thing, the transistor radio. I think V8 probably had one of the biggest transistor radios you could think of, and he always used to carry it on one arm like that by his ears throughout the whole day listening to stuff. So it was wonderful to have all those characters as you just mentioned them there, Courtney.
Yeah.
So in terms of preschool, primary school, did you go to which of those did you
Oh,
go
yes,
to? Which
okay.
preschool?
Yes. Let me bring back the memories. First I went to that's the school opposite Karam. We used to call it the
That's on Cox
the
Street.
mixed school, Rosa mixed school.
Mixed school. Okay.
Yeah, Cox Street.
On Cox
Yeah,
Street there.
yeah.
Mhm.
And then we were transferred to Rosa Girls School. I mean, it was a boys and girls school, but the name was Rosa Girls School. And as I see the green at the back of me, I remember the girls used to dress in a green, similar to
St. Martin's
St. Martin's School, yeah, green and white.
and white, yeah.
But we boys used to be in that school. I still don't know why it was named Rosa Girls School.
Yeah, ask Noreen Joseph because she probably would have taught you then
Yes,
at that
in fact,
time.
she said
it was
that.
a girls'
Yeah.
school. Noreen, good morning. So yes.
Yes, and that school now was exactly
So
where.
what was it? What were you wearing then? The girls would wear green and white, and you had what?
I think
the
I think it
blue
was
shirts
our
and the
same
khaki
our
pants?
same khaki, yeah, khaki.
Okay.
I can't remember. I think it's khaki and blue. I think it was.
All right.
Yeah, khaki and blue.
Yeah, and I was saying that school now was right where the forecourt is. As it was a girls' school, that's where the forecourt,
of
the
the
basketball
Winter Park
court,
Stadium,
right next to the stadium. That's where the school was, and then later I think they had a health center there.
I remember
Or
that
some,
as well.
yeah, so I could remember those days.
You remember any like
What?
teacher at that time?
Well, I will never forget Lufa. Lufa Martin. I can't even recall where I first met him, but why I can't forget him. I mean, we'll talk about sports later, but it was in his class that I developed being a sportsman. Although I never knew Lufa to be playing any sports, but in his class, yes, that's where I end up like liking sports and playing sports. Because imagine, Lufa, in his class, we were separated just like how the SMA and grammar school are separated in 4 different houses in one class. And we used to play sports against each other. So that's what I'm saying. That's where the competition started. So I will never forget people like Sir Lufa. Yeah, I give him full respect.
Yep. Hey, Joe.
Nice. So at the preschool, at the primary school, Roseau Boys School, Roseau Girls, Roseau Mix, whatever we want to call it there. What was it like? I know you said you probably developed your love for sports then. Were you a troublesome guy? Were you a troublesome little boy?
No, I was always someone that is quiet, shy, always like try to stick to myself. You know, like if you don't speak to me, like I will not speak to you. So that's the kind of person I was, kind of reserved. You know, I still feel I'm still like that sometimes. You know, I'm not that outspoken. So that's the kind of person I used to be.
But you used to get yourself in a lot of trouble, no?
Well, yes and no.
Yes and no. Tell us, in Nigeria, what to
do. I had an incident in Goodwill School. I didn't want to talk about that, you know. I put me on the spot.
Well, you talk about what you want to talk about, you know. But we listening, so you have to give us
I will talk about it because my sisters and them, anytime we have any little get together, sometimes they bring up those little, you know, those little things.
Yeah, okay.
So I had a little problem with a teacher, and then I was kind of we almost had a fight, but I was so scared I didn't want to come back to the school. I used to dress like leave home like I'm going to school, but I'm never reaching school. And I had another brother, my second brother. He used to be with me, but he don't want to say anything. So we used to come to like dress to come to school, and then we go up to Stock Farm. And I mean, we were so smart. We went with like a book and you know like a pad, like we come to take notes.
Oh,
but at the time we were making 2 back. That's how we used to call it.
But
so I stayed away from school almost like a whole week. And my brother, I said he was just afraid to sell me out.
So he's
in that
with
light,
you.
yeah. So yeah, man, when my father got to know, we got blows like old clothes. Man.
And so you went back to school.
I went back. Yeah, because the teacher, my brother-in-law was a very close friend of his. So at one point, you know, they would always find out. But then he told my father before even the school reporting. So and my father was very when it comes to discipline. He was. Yeah, that's why I love my mother more.
Hey. And this has been said ahead on the eve of Father's Day, by the way.
Yeah.
But I like it so much what you mentioned there. I'm trying to figure out, you know, I mean, where that word tubac come from. So a lot of fellas make tubac. A lot of students make tubac. I wonder who came up with this word tubac.
Yeah. Because two is
and
not
it's something
older.
everybody know. You make a tubac.
Yeah.
I was like, you know, what is tubac?
Yeah, for real. I'm just like you, Nigel. I really don't know where it came from, but it's just something.
Yeah. Just make a tubac, you know. And everybody know tubac when you didn't go to school. You know, but tubac. I wonder who can help us on that word. Let us know how tubac come about.
Because two boot chat. I think we had something like a two boot chat.
Yeah,
two was a common name in Creole.
It definitely
and
was.
At that time,
definitely was.
At that time, that's when our school got destroyed by fire. So we were going to Goodwill School, like in the afternoons, like now, like how they have it, grammar school and Goodwill School is sharing. Like we used to share.
So
it was a boys' school, Goodwill School. So Goodwill School have their session in the morning from 8 to 1, and then we come in the afternoon from 1 to 5. Yeah.
Was it good times for you? Was it good days apart from the
school days were, according to Spiral, school days were always happy days, man. The only thing I want to say I regret because it didn't stop me in life. That I didn't go to high school, and a lot of people don't know that. Some people they only find that out. Like most of the fire officers I work with, they found this out late because. Well, I mean, we're not talking fire service yet, but it's like before you could not just tell those guys because somebody always want to take you up, especially if they're looking for a position probably you will get or you will have. You understand? So you have to keep those things away because if they get to know, those people just right, because they're looking for their position and they want to bring facts. So some of those things you leave them. But a lot of them already fought just because of the way I was operating. It's like I was not con man, but I was saying in the work, the work I was doing was,
Yeah, that commitment,
yes,
dedication,
right, commitment.
that willingness, that drive
Yeah.
to do what you have to do.
Apart from still Luther, though, Courtney, what about some of the other teachers? What about were you there when the principal Froggy was around?
Yeah, Froggy, yeah, man. Froggy was my
Headmaster,
main
he was the
principal.
headmaster then?
Yeah, sometimes we used to be hiding from Froggy because Froggy would stay and look to see like when you come in late, and then he would try to follow you. But some guys used to be on the lookout for us sometimes, not every time, because we didn't just go to school late every time. But once you see you late, just know that Froggy is somewhere looking at you, peeping, and then sometimes he just
Appear in
yes,
front of you?
he just appear and he tell you come to his office,
And you
but-
get what, a caning?
Yeah, well, sometimes he would talk to you. You get a caning. I mean, the worst I went through I'm not sure if you can remember Nigel Demole used to do the massacre.
Yes.
So Demole, right? We was in school in Roseau Boys School, and someone, I think the guy name was Kofi. He ended up sending us something, and it struck Mr. Demole in his eye.
Oh, David Scofield, James Boy Nigel.
Yeah. It struck him in his eye, and he was asking like, who did it? And then the entire school, about 40-something of us, everybody stay quiet. Some people knew. I didn't know, to tell you the truth, but some people knew, and everyone stayed quiet. Mr. Demole, he had a big tamarind tree in the yard. I think it's still there. Mr. Demole had the students or the classmates climb the tree, pick how many tamarind whips, and then he started to just. I even say this man was getting mad. He started to beat students in the class. Yeah, I remember two guys who left school because of that. They say
wow.
they not taking blows. They left school, but it was close to like they being out of school. It was in last fruit farm. And these guys, I thought I say they was getting mad.
But let me ask you though, what would happen at that time when a teacher would beat a child for tamarind whip? Would the parents come to school? What was happening then?
Well, no. At that time, boy, I wanna, before. I mean, so much respect. It's like for them parents, the teacher always right. Anytime you do something, you are wrong. Before that's how it was. I mean, now it's a big difference, as we know. But before, the teacher. It could be wrong, the teacher. For the parents, the teacher is right.
Even if you come home bruised and...
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, because they say once you put yourself in the position to get that, they wash
and
your
you
hands.
might even get a second beating from your parents again.
Yes, sometimes yes. That's correct.
Wow.
Sometimes, to make it worse, you get when you go home, it's another set of beating. Yeah, because it's like for them, you putting them to shame. Like they don't want to be in those kind of calamity.
Wow.
So you commit the crime, you pay the price for it.
Wow. Those were the days, man.
That's what it is, yeah.
Those were the days, man. Those were the days when we had the respect,
Respect,
and especially for the teachers, and the teachers had that kind of respect in the community,
Yeah, man,
A little bit about Upper Lane, Courtney, just as we get into the sports. You
Yeah,
mentioned
well,
some of
I
the
say I wouldn't be able to
characters
tell you much about Upper Lane because from
So you
Upper
moved
Lane,
from Upper Lane at some point?
right? Yes, to Virgin Lane.
Okay,
So
so
I
tell
could-
us
I-
about Virgin Lane.
Yeah, well, I could tell you about Virgin Lane. The last year I started, I was maybe close to 14, 15 years, and we used to hang out together. I don't know if you know Sammy Garraway and those guys who we used to have our box guitar, sit in one little corner, play our music, and sing. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't know, but I was also a musician. I used to be a drummer.
Okay,
Yeah.
tell us about that. Man.
Yeah. So in Virgin Lane, I grew up like that way, and then from Virgin Lane we went to Bath Road, but the link was still there because we call our area Green City, and it was named by Shanti, that's my brother. Just because we were living around the gardens, it's like for us everything around there. Well, Ivan would know about that.
Yeah.
Everything
So
around there is green.
Courtney was my neighbor once. Yeah.
Green, everything
Green
is
City.
green. Yeah. So Shanti named it Green City, and we used to, I said, we used to come together, just take our box guitar and play and sing a lot of songs, but mostly reggae. That's what we love, reggae music. The hardcore reggae, not the, what the people call reggae, the real hardcore.
The real thing, the
Yeah.
genuine
So
thing.
but a lot of the guys migrated, and but Bath Road was the main area. I would tell you that's where I really made myself. Bath Road, sports and every other thing.
Nice,
You were
nice.
right next
Well,
to
you
Botanic
mentioned
Gardens.
Phil got you involved in sports. So, did your love for football specifically start in Rosa Boys School, or was it in Virgin Lane at
Yes.
the time, or Bath Road? Where did it
Yes,
start?
that's why I told you I will never forget. I'm a Lufa. It started in Rosa Boys School. Even before I went into football, I wicket keep for my school the year before I left school. And then guys telling me, man, if you can dive and stop the small ball, you can dive and stop the big ball, because before Nigeria it was hard to get a goalkeeper.
Oh.
Everybody wants to kick. Everybody wants to run, It's like for you, if you are a goalkeeper, you're lazy. So you got stand up in the goal. But little do
Oh, you
they
proved them
know.
wrong. Well,
Yeah,
when we
little
go, when
did
we
they
go
know.
on to what you did,
Yes,
I tell
yes.
you, they'll understand.
Yeah, so I did that for my school, and then I goalkeep for my school. That's why I got my first trophy from my school, Rosa Boys School. Yeah, I didn't get the most outstanding, but I get the outstanding. And would you believe it? I still have that little trophy. I mean, I still look at it, it's very small, about 2 inches. I still have it at my home. Because that was my first trophy. So I use it as a stepping stone. And I have a lot more added to it.
I like that.
Yeah, I have it, yeah.
But why goalkeeping, though, God? Why? What got you into goalkeeping and not playing forwards or
Well,
midfield or one of those
to tell
things?
you the truth, maybe sometimes the concept came in and I didn't even know.
Okay.
When we were small, I don't know, we used to be using a Clorox bottle as our ball. And as you know, Nigel, the small boys, you just put a Clorox bottle or a ball and everybody would just go kicking it. And it going, if it's one direction, that's where everybody going. One direction, so then we came up with a competition where you use your same Clorox bottle and someone in the goal. So everybody have a shot like a penalty. Right. So then my friends, the footballers kicking the Clorox bottle to try to score me. And I used to just fly. Naturally. I don't know where. I used to tell people, is God alone not know. I just used to just fly. That guy say he believed he could fly, but I could fly.
Wow.
So it's from there, I just start, and then started using Wembley and then the different balls. So I just decided that's where, I'm going to be. I had no prior coaching. Right now, the keepers have it even better because they have goalkeeper coaches, they have goalkeeper instructors, all those things, because it's a revolving world, things going, things changing. So this is really where it came up. I should dive first behind Clorox bottles and sometimes even on concrete.
On concrete, you used to fly. No,
Yes,
no,
yeah, but we had no field in the school. In the schoolyard, we didn't have a field, we didn't have grass. It's concrete. So if that's where we're playing, that's where I dive in.
Nigel, no, we have to get to this.
That's interesting.
Nigel, by
Yes.
the way, Alvin is saying he was not a coward wozo like Nigel. No, I like that. Let me show you answer him because every time you're on my case. So he's on your case now. So let's continue with this flying. You
On
could
concrete.
flying on concrete. So what can you remember? Was there a time that you were injured? Can you remember any injury because of your prowess at football or you'd fly on concrete?
Yeah, I never really got any major injury except for I remember once I strained my thumb, and I did a surgery in 2000, but that was after the fact. I wouldn't forget it because the fire services and the Harlem people, they all come together, and I mean, it's like I had to spend absolutely nothing. Just the people there, because they heard I was injured and I was going to Guadeloupe to do a surgery. I mean, everybody came together, and they just raised the finance on it. But I was after the fact. That was 2000, because I remember that well, because at the same time Rosie Douglas died. I was on a bed in Guadeloupe when I heard of his death, just recovering from the surgery. But other than that, I didn't really receive any major injury. Okay. Well, yes, on the concrete, little bruises, and those things there, but for me, those things were nothing.
Let's go back to the boyhood days. Your football. Can you remember the names of some of the guys you were playing with?
Say again?
Some of the guys you were playing with. Names. Can you call names for us?
Okay. Well, I will never don't talk about football and talk about the squad in 1978, where we won the Caribbean Trophy. And people like John Lowe Black, I think he used to be working in DBS. Yeah, John Lowe Black, Michael George, Derrick Green, William Jackson, Danny Lugay, Afeli Robin, Glenroy Toussaint, a guy we call Charlie, Peterson's Shillingford Stout. Yeah, that Padman, Albert Bellot.
Albert, okay.
Yeah, that year, this team was so great that we won the trophy. And unfortunately, we didn't play a game in Dominica. All the games we played, were overseas. But we won the trophy. I mean, if things had worked out, probably would have been the first sporting personnel to receive an independence award, because we were promised. I mean, Patrick John was the president at the time. Remember, we got independence in 1978, right? So, and we won the trophy in 78. So there were plans to celebrate the first year of our independence, and we were promised. But I mean, all of us know what took place in 1979. So that dash everything I said. Remember, we had the coup or the downfall of the government, and then we still had Hurricane David. So we never end up getting this. But we were promised. We were even shown the certificates by the Prime Minister Patrick John at the time, because he everybody knows, even before politics, I mean after politics, he was a lover of football. So even before, he used to be a player, used to be playing, and then he became president. But I told you that he really promised us, and that team was a very, very good team.
But Courtney, help us understand that love for football, that passion for the sport, not just with you, but the guys at that time, because they were always training. Normally, when you hear the older folks talk about sports in particular, they would talk about how they used to train, and they were committed to training, getting up every morning, or after school they would be on the field of play. Tell us about that training. Yeah,
well, that is true. I wonder what it more or less used to be like a passion. It was a hard thing. You understand? Like now, it's like you even have to beg players, especially on a team, to come and train. I mean, I know the times are different, so sometimes I don't want to put the times together, because they are very different. But before, yeah, I mean, I come from school, first place I want to head is Windsor Park. And sometimes when we go to the Windsor Park, you have like 6 games played one time. If you come early enough, you'll get a game on a big field. But anytime you come late, you have to go and get a game behind the goal on the side of grammar schools, or sometimes even go in grammar school. But there were footballers all about. I don't want to sound like political, but I still feel the changing of the Windsor Park to a cricket stadium that has a lot to say. I don't want to be saying that to prove anything, but I know before. I mean, it's true. Right now, the football is but people don't live, especially people from our time. They don't leave Roseau or leave certain places and go to watch football in Portsmouth. I mean, I sure it was in Windsor Park. You would have seen a bigger crowd. And what I observe, I mean, through my observation, if you have a cricket game going on, a league cricket game, you don't find anybody there. But if you have a league football game, you must find people there. So I still feel, I could be wrong, I still feel probably the Windsor Park, the gardens, could have been transformed not to big stadium, you know, but a playing area that can host at least international games. That's my feeling. I still feel that could have been done, but I mean now it's too late. Because I mean, in cricket we could just talk about Afanas and those things working, you know, and for the football we don't really have anybody we can really even talk about except for well, Juju. I mean, he playing in Scotland. That's the only
Julius
player
Watson,
we have out there, you know, like we can really talk about.
Mm.
So I weigh things. I'm just saying that just to prove my point as to the venue.
Right. I want to go back a little bit to boys' school, and then after boys' school, we had, you know, the next school after that. So in boys' school, were you the goalkeeper for the school then, for the school team?
I told you so. I told you that's why I received my first trophy. Goalkeeping for Rosa Boys School. I got the most outstanding goalkeeper. I didn't get the most outstanding. I remember the most outstanding was a guy called Julius Cyprian. But I got the outstanding goalkeeper. I still have that trophy. And I only did
remember which team? You remember which school you played against? In the
final? We played Goodwill School. It was like a primary school tournament. Grammar school and SAB. They were two at that time. They were too advanced for that, because even in my time playing for Harlem and those teams, I don't know if you know, they were grammar school and SMA used to be playing first division, you know. I mean, that's how they used to call it before. They call it the Premier League now, but before they used to call it the first division. So and now if you watch the guys that go to grammar school, I don't want to drift away from what you're asking. If you watch the guys that go to grammar school, it's for you, them guys looking too small to be playing in the Premier League. And I'm finding, but before, you had first division guys from grammar school playing in the Premier. I would call it Premier now, but it's first division. So it was just 1 year for Rosa Boys School before I left.
Okay, and then from Rosa Boys School, what other
right. Then
I
went to I was Green City. Sorry, the Harlem used to have an off season. They started in 1976. Yeah, and people like Clifford Jojo Bala Sele, I also want to big him up because he saw me playing as a little boy in Newtown Savannah off season, and he recommended me for trials for the youth team, and right away since that time, like I'm there since that time I'm there until I speak to you. It's like I'm in the football, yeah. I never everything was just progress. Yeah, I never really went back down.
So your main training areas were like Botanic Gardens, I would imagine, Windsor Park,
yes,
and
yes,
Newtown Savannah as well.
Yeah, Jack's Walks. We used to run up. I mean, when you had a coach like Jacques Faustin, he used to bring us at the back of Jack's Walks and at the back of Central Roma on those hills there, and they tell you that was the difference in the football. The players used to wait for when they are called to train. Most of the players would come on the training fit. And the thing is, once you are fit, you can do anything. It's just your mind. You have to use. But you're fit, you can do anything. You understand? So that's the difference. Now some players, I mean, sometimes if you tell them, hey, tomorrow, come with your sneakers, we're going to run. We're not getting players now. Yeah, once you tell them tomorrow, we're going to run. Yeah, the players find all kind of excuses. Because they say, what, run? I'm not going to run. You know, they want to just come and play football, and that's it. But you must be fit. Very essential in football.
Yeah, I agree. Courtney Challenger, our guest on Connecting the Dots. This morning, very interesting. Former national goalkeeper. What again, Nigel? Former football player.
Yeah, I'm I wouldn't say I'm from a coach because I just.
You're still coaching?
I'm still coaching.
Yeah,
but I just stepped down from being the coach of the national. I have to say it again, the national senior men team coach. I stepped down because I've done that for 20 years. So I told the president I was making space for someone else. But I am the amount of years I have left. I mean, God, God only knows. I've already committed it to my club, former club,
Oh,
Harlem.
that's good. You think you still have it in you, Courtney?
Yes,
You
of
could fly
course.
before. You still have that love.
Yeah, I think I still have it because for me, goalkeeping, as I tell the players I train, I mean, one of the most essential things is positioning. I mean, once like everybody find I was short and wondering how I used to, but I used to position myself where I know I can.
Well, a lot of times the ball would fly over your head. Or what?
Well, most time they would try that, and then that's where they'll be surprised. That's why I become
You could fly.
popular, you know.
Wow.
They try to score over my head because I'm short, but then I don't go too high that I cannot make 1 or 2 or 3 steps back, and do away the ball over the bar. So if I wasn't using my head, I'd go right up, and then they would just easy chip over my head and goal. But no, they not did that easy.
Where did that
Couldn't
name?
they couldn't just lob that ball over your head.
No, yeah. Because I need to play just with my body. I play my mind.
Yeah. Where did that
my
name
brain.
Wasin come from?
I don't know if you know that guy Quentin Clarendon. And
Yeah.
you know Quentin Clarendon?
Nigel knows
Yes.
everybody, so.
You're right. The Clarendons and them, Hannah Clarendon and them, I think is.
All right.
Yeah, at the time he just saw me, I just had a t-shirt, a pants, the waist was high up, and I had you remember the caps, them big one caps they had before? So I took off the back. So I just had the thing on my head. And the man just see me and the man say, Wasin Baba. The man just give me a name.
Nigel, I'm forming a picture there in my head. Eh?
And then
Oh, boy.
other guys just start calling me Wasin. You know, they take all the Baba and they start calling me Wasin. Now, it has some guys, they thought there was one of the best goalkeepers in the world. I think his name was Yasin, some kind of thing.
Okay.
So some people think it's because of that. But I mean, I can tell you because it's I remember when I was
Did you
first
accept
born.
the name from the start, or did you accept that name from the start?
Well, I didn't take no offense. I mean, because it didn't really mean it was
Well, Wasin is
a
not bad, you know.
nickname.
Wasin is roots, you know.
Yeah, right. Well, that's why I know. That's why I take it up, like as though yes, that's me. I'm roots. Yeah, because Wasin is roots. That's why some people tell me, what do you mean Wasin?
Roots.
I tell them roots.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I really take it up. I like the nickname.
All right. Interesting.
Yes, Quentin Clarendon, Dr. Clarendon, good morning
Yeah,
to you,
Dr. Clarendon.
poet by excellence. And of course, was part of the literary vibes in Dominica at some point in time before he migrated as well. So good morning to you and to all the other Clarendons as well. So Wasin, Courtney, anyone. Goalkeeping back then with Green City, with Harlem, national team.
Yes, I forgot my first club, Spartans.
Oh, okay.
Spartans.
Yes, I got keep Spartans from 1977 to 82. I must give you that story.
Mm-hmm. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
because when I went to play for Spartans, I just came from training from the youth team. I mean, making the team, the same team I talked to you about, 77 and 78 youth team. So I went to play with Spartans to play second division because I was still 17 years, like a boy. I consider myself. And then they had a soccer. I mean, they don't do that like now. When they have opening of football, they have it differently. But before in soccer, they would invite all the teams and then you play for 10 minutes, a throw, if a ball go outside, you get 5 points, So I played in that, and I played the Spartans, and then we play against some big teams, like Kensborough, Harlem, and then those little times we played there, my performance for everybody was unbelievable.
Wow.
So them guys tell me, hey, you're not playing second division now, you're playing first division. Yeah, it's true, you're small, you're young, but your performance. Yeah, imagine it had a goalkeeper. It's called Flashy McCoy. People call him John Tire Repair. He was the main goalkeeper. Yeah, he was the main goalkeeper. I mean, I met him there. When he come for the first game, I mean, they picked the team, and the man just didn't show up. It's like he surrendered for me. You know, like technically he's saying, yeah, Mr. better than me, let Mr. play. But he still did it with a kind of vexation because he was checking ball all the time he there. And a little boy just come and, you know, the fella just
Take over.
yeah, you know, so and then I said I stayed with Spartans for 6 years. Actually, we won the cup in 1979. I remember Oswald Lewis calling us Hurricane Spartans because we had after the Hurricane David, we had a league, but it was just one run. I mean, the Windsor Back was still in our old state, you know, fence, dong.
Okay.
But anyway, but the league went on because that was what had brought people even together in the time of adversity. So we had a nice little league. And the story I want to give there is in 1982, you know, NC made a very good song about Harlem. Every year they coming on to bomb. But a lot of people didn't realize that was Harlem worst year. I said after he made this song, that became Harlem worst year. I wasn't in Harlem yet, that's why I know the story. Because Harlem had to play with my team, Spartans. And then the loser would be relegated. That means they would go down to a lower division. And I mean, a team like Harlem, nobody expected that from Harlem. So anyway, in the game, we lost by I Spartans there. We lost 2-1. And I mean, I remember John Loblack gave me blows. John Loblack tell me this. You did that on purpose because a ball, Joseph gives Tutti, I mean, he had a ball. I mean, close range. And he had a ball and it passed like 2 months. Every time I do that, ball passed through and he score. So the Harlem won 2-1.
That's a matrix.
And we lost. So now we had to go down. Because that's just Spartans break off. Because fellas decided they're not going down to no lower division. And then Harlem stayed. But John O'Black, yeah, he gave me blows. He told me I did that on purpose. Why? Because the following year, I went to play for Harlem.
Jolo, I know you might be listening, Jolo.
Yes. So Jolo was saying like that was planned. You know? But it wasn't. Like I don't like goals to score me.
Who were some of the other guys who's playing on that team with you in Spartans? Remember some of them?
Yeah, man. The same Jolo, Jeffrey Lawrence, Scobie. Yeah, we had a guy, he played for a number of years. Gordon Mondesi, Happy, a guy they call Happy. I don't think Geoff probably was in Celtics. Yeah, most of the other guys, yeah.
But who were the footballers you were looking up to, though, Wasim, at that time? Probably in the region or on the international scene. Okay. Especially the goalkeepers. Who were you eyeing and looking, at the world?
Well, before in my time, one of the keepers I really used to look up to, and he was very popular, we called him Gordon Banks. Yeah, he was a very good goalkeeper. But locally, I used to look at people like Boguroy. I don't know if some of you remember Boguroy.
Oh, yes.
Yeah?
Definitely.
Boguroy, Alfred, George Clarendon. Those guys, I mean, in my small days before I go down and play, that's the guys I used to really look at. I don't know if you all know Gary Ed at Whitchurch was a goalkeeper.
Yeah, I didn't know. Okay.
You know that? Philip Horsford. Philip Horsford, who sings for Singing Stars.
He was a
goalkeeper.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, man. And them guys represented Dominica, but sometimes some people don't know that.
It's always good to bring back the thing. You see, Nigel?
What about people like Popo and so on?
Yes, Popo.
That's which Popo?
Yes, the first time I made the senior national team, it was Cletus Popo and myself. Okay. Yes, Popo was a very very good keeper also. And Anthony George, and Chinese, Bibbs
and Mano.
Yeah, Mano. Yeah, because Mano also was very good because at a certain time Mano left the goal and he went to play forward and he still made the national team.
Yeah. Mano was also one of the short ones too. Both of you so short and you could still be able to do what you do.
Yeah.
Who was the taller of the two though? You were taller than me?
Well, I can give you a joke. When you ask in two short people, you mustn't ask who is taller. You must ask who is shorter because the thing is we are not tall.
You can't put tall in that at all.
No. We are not tall, so you can ask Sam. Yeah, and I also understood I don't know if you heard about this guy. They used to call him Muscle P, but he was Johnson Isaac.
Oh yes.
They said he was also short. Because when people talk about short list of goalkeepers, they always mention him.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, of course.
yeah.
That's Joseph Isaac's
Joseph
dad.
Isaac,
So
right.
yes,
Yeah,
I mean
so
current speaker of the house.
yeah.
But what about the rivalry? I mean, that was going on with the sports club, Spartan, Celtics, and so on and so on. What was it like?
Yes, there was always a rivalry. The only one team that was always giving us problem was Saints. Although they were not like Kensbro and the big team Celtics, but when it comes to playing, yeah, it's like we are never sure of beating Saints. Even at time after we won the trophy, Saints come and they gave us either 2 or 3 goals, But the rivalry was always there between Harlem and Kensbro, but it wasn't really in my time. It's like it came on after. The Kensbro, the Kensbro I met was with Coco Show. I played against Rojo and Abu a couple of times, but while they were going out, I was just coming in. Even Fox, I don't know if you know Fox. Wilfred Dumfried.
Yeah.
And also, he's in Dominica every day when I go to train. We speak. He's a long time footballer. I only played against him once.
Trying to get him on.
Yes, I know.
Oh,
Yeah.
by the way, I wanted to
He
check
told me
your
so.
book. I think John Lowe Black has answered Wasson.
All right. Jolo.
Yes.
But-
So
but
Joe,
you
I
see-
don't know that it's true. If
What Jolo saying there? Yes, Wasin, I am listening. Thanks for the memories and for the heart with which you played. That's it, the Nigel, or he said something else earlier?
that's what he said. I thought he was going to tell Wasson, yes, you really make us go down to second division.
Okay, so I guess he's typing now.
Yeah, I guess he forgive me, man.
Oh yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
but playing for Harlem though, I mean, Wasson, how did you move from Spartans to Harlem? You mentioned so many great players, I mean. What, by the way, there was a goalkeeper, I trying to remember his name, man. Was it Dadai? Was it Dadai or something like that?
Yeah.
Somebody
Yeah,
called him
yeah.
Dada.
He was also a goalkeeper,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, I
Dada
forgot
was
his-
a goalkeeper? The
Yes,
same
yes, he was, yeah.
Franklin was his father? No, it's Dadai?
Yeah.
Which
I think it's
Dadai?
Dadai that was his name.
I forget. No, that's how they used to call him. I can't recall.
That's what
I
they
can't
used to-
remember
okay,
his
okay,
real name.
Oh, okay, Dadai. All right.
Yeah.
Dadai, I remember that name
Well, we had
somehow.
some names
Yes,
before.
yes.
Yes. He used to be the security at one point, I think, at the grammar school.
Okay.
Right,
Yeah.
right. That's how I remember.
Yeah.
Mr.
Is
Ferguson.
that Fergus? Yeah.
AKA Dadai.
Fergus. Yes, Ferguson.
Oh, okay,
Something.
that was
Ferguson.
okay.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
Ferguson.
You're right. You're correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
all
Yeah,
right.
but-
he was
but-
pretty good too.
Yeah, I knew
but
Dadai.
I long ago.
Tall gentleman, right? Dark.
Yes.
Yeah, he died. Oh, there's the same Dadai that he used to fry chicken and
Some
sell chicken.
some guys used to trouble
I
him.
wonder if it's the same guy, for real.
He used to fry chicken
The-
close to where we have Najiko Insurance on the next side.
Yeah.
I used to go by Dadai and get fried chicken, but I
The
think
me-
he's here, but
The memory,
Nobody
like
tell
a
us.
memory I have of him is they used to be the security at the grammar school, and then they say some guys used to call him like Dadai Botai Nose. So then they say he used to have a catapult and his small batteries.
Yes, sir.
He using it, and that's what he used to chase the guys and send after them. But the guys used to trouble him. Guys used to be very troublesome before. They would go on and mock him, and then you have to be chasing them away.
I think Alvin was telling us, yes, that's fried chicken man that
okay.
Alvin Thomas is saying. Yes, Ivan, it's the same guy.
okay, all right. Yeah, man, I
He's
remember
supposed to
that
do
guy.
maintenance at the park. Okay,
Right.
perfect.
Lanky gentleman, tall, yes,
Yeah.
yes. All right.
Yes.
Memories, Nigel, I love this.
Memories are
We're going
coming.
back.
That's beautiful.
I mean, imagine we
yes,
spoke
I like
about
when our
Bob
guests
Boy.
can bring us in those days.
Yeah, man.
You
Imagine
know?
we spoke about Bob Boy and what can you mention?
D8.
Right, so.
V8.
V8 and
Let-
now Dadai and so on.
Dadai,
Yes.
And
I
Ugly
mean,
Willie.
it's strange how those guys used to have like what we call, I guess, nicknames, if you want to put it that way. And that's how you remember them by. You don't even know the actual name.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, you
That's
never
correct.
know.
You
You
know?
never know. You never know. I
So
remember,
off in Harlem days.
Yeah. The Harlem days were
Oh, thank you. I'm sorry. Thank you, Irving Augustine. Heskip
Heskip
Fergus was
Fergus.
his name.
Heskip.
Yes.
All right.
Heskip
Okay.
Fergus.
Okay, so
Yes,
it's himself.
perfect.
Yes.
Yes, I remember him now.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Wasson.
Yeah,
Tell us about Harlem days.
Harlem days was I can say my most happy days in sports. I felt like I was given what you call it, the carpet.
Red carpet.
Yeah,
or
red
something?
carpet. Yeah, because Well, long before, because I used to be playing football with Mike's and those guys, Peterson, Shillingford, and Derek Green, and they'd always be telling me, boy, come and meet us, now, boy. Come and meet us. The only thing we're missing is a goalkeeper. They had a goalkeeper, you know, but I think they had very good defense.
So Jolo had a point there, man.
Sorry. Yeah, Joel is actually saying, Nigel let Courtney know that all is well. You know, no worries. We could not have accomplished what he did without him. However, he's always been my
That's
favorite
pathetic.
goalkeeper.
Continue,
Although he
Nigel.
got paid by Harlem
To sell the
still
game.
again, but I still love him.
So you got paid
No. Let me let Joe know. Even after all these years, I still I'm
haven't
innocent.
received a black
I'm
cent.
innocent.
It was just one of those things.
Yes,
he
it-
had that, but nothing you could
It
do.
doesn't happen. Because look, I was just coming to the point. I was telling you like before. People like Mike's, Peterson Chillingford and those guys tell me, boy, come across now, boy. Come and meet us now, boy. Harlem, you play in all your football, you know. I mean, they had a goalkeeper, but for them, they wanted a better goalkeeper because they should find like most times the defense that would do all the work. But anytime somebody like as though he was he was vulnerable to them because I just try to make sure that nobody take a shot. Because if somebody take a shot, it might score. So they say, man, come across, man. Is Harlem you play all your football?
But
you
other
know?
teams were asking you to come across as well, apart from Harlem? Or-
Well, no, not really, because he's Harlem. Because I told you that was the only place that had an off season going on at the time. So everything happened in Newton. So I say being in Harlem was red carpet for me, especially when you say I just take a walk from the Newton Savannah to probably sit on a junction. When everybody calling you. Everybody calling me. I mean, before Harlem used to have their feast. I think they stopped that now. When I go in the Newton area, you feel like this is there I was born, there I was from. Everybody want you to come at their home. Everybody, you know, saying, "Boy,
You
what's
a
it?"
star.
You get a lot of love, man. Yeah, man. I had some homes like I should consider.
Imagine that
you see
in
Mavis.
Niger, flying man, all
Yeah,
the
you
girls,
see Mavis,
everything.
Mavis Williams and them.
Mavis Williams,
Sonia,
Sonia
Sonia Williams and them.
Williams' sister.
Yeah, them people home used to be my home. Always welcome. Like I could just walk in anytime, ask for anything. You know,
Wow.
yeah. So that's how they were treating me as a Harlem player, especially
And
when I
at that
started
time, all
playing.
the girls running after the...
Oh, plenty girls, yeah, man.
Flight
Lot
man.
of
Imagine, what?
Yeah.
A flight man. Wait,
Other girls,
what?
I always tell my wife that I have more girlfriends than boys friends. You know? You understand?
The girls
yeah,
were always
yeah.
there.
My wife understand that.
Of
Yeah.
course.
A lot of girlfriend, and plus I remember I told her I have 8 sisters. Yeah.
Wow. In fact, Nigel, I'm looking at the Facebook page. I think it's Annette Cap.
Annette Cap.
Yes.
That's my sister.
Yes, he says, Sis Annette listening from Dallas, Texas. I'm so proud of my
Okay.
big brother. Nice memories.
Yeah.
Diana LeBly saying, yes, good vibes. Shepherd Pond, give us in my love. A lot of comments, Nigel. A lot of comments.
Yes. The book has been going with as usual, their own conversations and bigging up what he's been able to do for Dominica and for football. So, I mean, for those who don't know, what is it like playing for Harlem? What was it feeling like when you're playing for this team called Harlem?
Yeah, well, I to tell you the truth, I feel like I belong to an institution. I rate Harlem like an institution, not merely as a football team or club. Because I mean, if you look around, I mean Harlem probably celebrating 50-something years this year. And if you look around, you will not find. I mean, just the other day I heard Somerset. I think they're going to celebrate 63 years or so. But Harlem is the only other team, only other club of football. Sorry, that like they are there. Because even if the most of the right now, tell you the truth, most of the players are not really from Newton proper. But still, the players want to be part of Harlem. Because anytime I said you are part of Harlem, you feel like you belong to an institution. Yeah, and I really want to. That's why I say that the rest. I said I don't know how long, but God knows. To the rest of my sporting,
Wow.
I committed to Harlem.
Wow.
I told them that. Yeah, not even on paper. I went there. We cuddled up. After we finished training, and I gave them my commitment.
We had Don Leogal on not too long ago.
Yes.
and exact sentiments in terms of Harlem being an institution and all what Harlem has done and the plans for
Yes.
Harlem to keep going. Very
Yes.
good.
When I actually started working as the national goalkeeper coach, Don was the head coach. So we began our journey with the national team, and like almost like together. Because he was the head coach, I was the goalkeeper coach. We traveled to Mexico and San Antonio. And yeah.
Before you move on to your fireman days, but when you look back on all of this football, flying man at school, maybe getting a cane or two, not being troublesome, but you would find yourself in some trouble. What comes to mind immediately when you think back, when you sit, you reminisce about your days, and you look at where you are now, and especially the contribution that you have made and you continue to make in football? What comes to mind? What warms your heart?
Well, I wouldn't really say I have wounds, and even if I have the wounds, I think they were for the best, because like to me every time you make a mistake, like you don't dwell on it, but you dwell on it to correct it.
But you have any regrets? Any regrets?
No, I don't really have any regrets.
So what comes to mind? Think of you remember yourself as this flying man who can still fly, probably.
No. I just consider myself to be just a humble person, full of love, full of respect.
Your son did well as well. In fact, you had two sons who did well in football, or maybe more.
Yeah, I don't know. When you say they did well, I don't know where you get that
information.
Well,
the names were always on radio. I can remember when I was in sports, it would always be.
Okay, yes.
Well, Maya did well. And Mosiah.
Yes, but they didn't reach. Mosiah,
they didn't reach as far as you.
Mosiah did well in terms of making.
But at least they followed in your footsteps. They went on the field of play.
Yes. Mosiah for sure. I don't think Maya made the youth team, but Mosiah made the youth team a couple times, and he did well. But he didn't. I think through injury.
Okay.
He had a bad knee, so he had to. Both of them suffered injury in the knee. And you see, I play football and them.
Did you ever play for Saints?
Who?
Saints.
Did you ever play for Saints?
No.
You never played for Saints?
No.
Okay.
Spartans Harlem, two teams.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
from 6 years in Spartans and then the rest in Harlem. I retired in 92. So from 77 to 82 with 6 years Spartans, and then from 82, 83, to 92, I played with Harlem.
You have a cabinet with a lot of trophies. You have a lot of accolades.
Yes, I have trophies. I have trophies I can show. I have a lot of memories. I have magazines, especially.
You have any old boots as well?
Boots? No.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything I owe, I give it away.
Okay.
Yeah. Not too long, I just gave a young keeper gloves because I see he's interested in goalkeeping.
So does even one of your goalkeeping, your jersey, or you call it, the
jersey, yeah.
Not even that you have? At least one of them?
Yeah, I have one. I have one at my home, a big Wassin behind it.
Wassin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man,
what about
for
someone who's considering being a goalkeeper? What kind of advice would you give them? Someone who either wants to be a goalkeeper or they're goalkeeping now and they want to continue.
Yeah. Well, also I am working with about three young guys, and before I started, I spoke to them. I told them they have to make up their mind because sometimes they can either make the team or break the team.
Yep.
And they have to be prepared to make mistakes and to get pressure. But they have to. It's from that they learn. And in that you have to be brave. Even in some magazines they tell you a goalkeeper's supposed to be like a mad. I don't know where they get that from. But I say you're supposed to be so brave. You tell me you're supposed to be mad. I don't know where.
But Watson, you said you were shy. But take us on a field of play. Big game.
No.
Harlem is doing well. The crowd is shouting because you had a lot of support. Harlem had a lot of supporters. Can you remember what you were feeling at that time? Because you held that ball well and that ball did not pass through the nets and the crowd is shouting Wassin and
yeah. Well, to tell you the truth, I never let these things get over me. It's like for me, the things I was doing, they were still normal. And sometimes people say,
so you never felt excited about that adrenaline rush and everything is happening?
Guys tell me, boy, you good boy, how you do that? And I find, but that is, for me, I don't do nothing there. I see even fellas saying I good. Well, they don't see nothing yet.
His side.
I tell it myself. You understand? Because for me, like what I did or what I was doing was for me was just natural. But I tell you, I always keep mentioning, when somebody asks me, but how are you doing that? I should always tell them, it's only God knows. So I don't know if that may be assisting me. So like staying humble. Yeah, because I think it's better to stay humble than to get an achievement and be arrogant. It's better to make a mistake and stay humble than to receive an achievement and be arrogant. If you understand what I'm saying. So, some people who receive achievements and they become arrogant all of a sudden.
Yes.
You know, they hide it. That person they are dealing with.
Yes, they have a right.
Too low for them, you know?
Yeah.
So I gotta make the mistake and just be humble.
All right. Hilda actually saying, loving the discussion brings back a lot of memories. Wasin, you made us so proud and continue to. There will never be another team.
I got it.
Wow. Nigel, we haven't spoken about Fireman, but let's talk football still. It's okay.
Yes. We're gonna talk about the Fireman like next minute or so. But I'm trying to wonder, Wasin, when you're goalkeeping and there's a penalty, right? What goes through your mind?
Okay.
Just you and this guy alone. How you prepare for yourself for that penalty?
Okay. As you mentioned that, sorry, that is when I made my debut for Dominica. In 1977, we played 2 games and we ended up meeting in the finals. Now, in the finals, we had to play against a team from Antigua. And they had made the finals too by just scoring penalties. So that's Mr. Rene, Vivian Rene. Mr. Rene, I hope you're listening. That was one of my best coaches. In that game, he just put me in the goal. And I was really surprised because I said 2 games I played before and he didn't play. And now we finals. And he put in mini goal for my first time. And to tell you the truth, I was really nervous. I started the game shaky, but I ended okay because the game ended 0-0. But in the penalties, that's where we lost. Because the thing is, them guys were scoring and our guys were throwing. And we were playing at home, so I don't know if the nervousness was there. But to back to your point, usually when someone takes a penalty on me, according to the way they shape, I have an idea like where they're going to kick. If they come straight behind the ball, they might more trick me. But then you see you go too much on the right side, too much on the left side, I know where the ball is coming. And when I tell her, I could fly. So I just know if it's there coming, I fly in behind it. But usually when I fly, I try to fly in central. So if it's in the flying, it go high, I could use the left hand. Or the hand closer, and if it's down, I could use my hand down.
Wow.
Sometimes it scores because for me, I consider penalty a goal because if I am taking a penalty, you are not stopping it. You understand? But when I'm in the goal, I still say I have a chance to stop it. But if I'm taking a penalty, for me, you should not stop it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let me just say good morning to Ian Jackson and Mr. Mix for just providing some information as well on WhatsApp as we speak with Courtney Challenger, the man Wasin. Nigel, where do we go to next? We finish the football? Well, we can never finish the football.
We can never finish the football, but of course we have to touch a little bit about the Fireman. Someone was just mentioning that back then at Windsor Park, Cyril used to be the guy taking the ball at the back of the goal.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah, man.
Man, we've had some beautiful characters.
Yeah, man.
Mostly in our history.
Mostly every year we give Cyril an award, man. Yeah, number one fan.
Yeah, Cyril has done.
He would dress very early and walk wherever Harlem was, playing. Just get to that venue.
Okay, but I want to jump in if you want to ask me about the fire. Actually the time is running.
Right.
But to tell you the truth, I never wanted to be a fireman. But I must make you know that my dad was also a fireman, and just the other day I was even checking. I see my dad stayed for 54 years. I stayed for 58. So I say, joining my dad and myself, we give the fire service 72 years.
Wow.
Yeah. But I never wanted to be, and why? Because that same Roseau business, while I was in there, I used to find most of the people that there is from the country. Even up to now, we will never really find someone from Roseau. It's like in our small days, I used to be laughing those guys. Seeing them with a big overall, and a big helmet and a boots in their foot. You know, I don't believe in that.
You never see yourself as this.
Yeah,
Even if your father was
never.
one.
Yeah, my father used to always tell me, man, you know, like, because remember my father, my first son, he wants me to be, you know, like him. But I wasn't, and then
Interesting.
and then I did the exam, I did everything normal, and went in, and
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
I took 20 years. I took 20 years before I get my first promotion, but the rest was I only worked with my father for at least 3 years there before he retired,
Oh, interesting.
because he retired in 85 and I entered the service in 82.
Okay.
So I will give him for
All right.
3 years.
So as we continue to delve into your role as a family, let me just say quickly, Tommy Baptist, the great Wasi,
Yeah,
the
that's my
national
boy.
football icon, a great Harlemite, one of Harlem and Newtown football heroes. So just wanted to say this, Tommy Baptist.
Yeah.
Thanks for contributing. Okay, so Fireman.
Yes. So I was saying, yeah. I took about 20 years before I got my first promotion, and you won't believe it how I got the promotion. There was a correspondent out asking for officers to go to St. Lucia to do a training, but it was junior officers there. But I was not a junior officer, but I was like close to being one. So
You were close to being a junior officer, even at 20 years already?
I said 20 years service.
20 years service.
After 20 years service, yeah.
All right.
I was telling you, I get my first promotion after 20 years. But I was just showing how I got the promotion.
Okay.
I went to
All
do a
right.
course
Okay.
with other officers in St. Lucia. And then I and another guy from St. Lucia, we came first and second. So the tutors and whoever, they wrote to the chief, that's in Dominica, and tell him, man, you have to promote this man. You know, this man is brilliant. How you have that man, you know? And then I got promoted. I came on for distinction.
Wow.
And then
Nice.
4 years after, I got another promotion. And 7 years after,
Another one again.
and then I acted deputy the same year that I am ending up like I just got a promotion. And then a couple months after, I was asked to act as deputy, and it was in a crucial time. That
Deputy
was
fire
during
chief.
Maria time. So because of how I perform during the time of adversity, all that, you know.
Football
So a job I
helps you.
didn't want it. I
And
end up,
football
you know,
helped you, that
yeah.
discipline you had. You
Yeah, I
carried
remember I
it.
told you I didn't go to. I am not afraid to say that I didn't go to high school. I left school at 15 years. So I don't want to discourage anybody that didn't or did not go to high school to say, well, because they did not.
That's
That,
it.
you know, they want to give up. No, there's things that you can
And
do.
especially now, I
Yeah.
mean, the opportunities are
Yeah.
endless, more so than you had in your days.
Yeah. I read a lot. I listen to radio a lot, because one thing I can tell you, well, it's DBS radio now, but since Radio Dominica, I listen to radio, you know. Yeah, you should listen to Alvin Knight and those guys. Well, Ted Dillon, he always used to give me my big L.
He might be, I think he's listening.
Yeah. You know, I should listen to these guys. Dennis Joseph, all these guys. Especially because my mother, especially, that lady was something else. Once you have a radio, it stays on 24/7 on DBS radio.
So you listen
Or
to
Radio
everything
Dominica.
as a boy as well. You listen to news.
Yeah,
and
listen, read
documentaries and
read newspapers,
brain.
all those things, yeah. Yeah. That's how
But I kind of like the point that you just made, Courtney, the fact that you were not able to finish high school, but that didn't prevent you from
not finish
continuing
not finish
and
high school. I didn't
contributing.
I didn't go to high school.
Right, you didn't go to high
Right.
school, but that didn't prevent you from contributing and continuing in your journey, and ended up being, the deputy fire chief
Yes.
of the country,
Yeah.
which to me is an amazing
Wow.
story, man. And it's not something you should, keep quiet in that sense, because it let people know that no matter what, you can still go ahead and continue
Yeah.
to achieve.
Nigel, he deserves an award, like a
Well,
meritorious
and I
service
told you-
award, a Cicero award, or something.
But as I told you,
deserves an
Nigel,
award.
in time I used to keep quiet, because sometimes you have to be smart. You time I used to keep quiet. I tell you, when guys used to fight for their promotion, if they know that about you, they put that on paper and say this man, so because remember they look into. Just like crabs in a barrel, they're looking to come above you. So whatever they get to hold you down, they would use that.
right.
Yeah. So sometimes you have to know who telling those things, you know. And I mean, you letting time pass. So time
Right.
time was the healer in that sense. Yeah, let time pass, and then when things happen, then I can tell you,
Yes.
yeah, I didn't go to school, you know,
Yes.
and I do
But
that thing. So,
I love that story. I love
yeah,
that
Yeah.
part of the story.
yeah, no
You know,
problem.
from
Determination,
primary school
perseverance.
to today being end up deputy fire
Yeah,
chief of
yeah.
the country. I love
Okay.
that story. I love that
Wow.
storyline. These are
Yes.
the things I like when for success. You know
Yes.
what I mean?
I
Yeah,
tell
yes,
you.
yes. Thank you very much.
Yeah, definitely so.
Wow.
So fireman, I mean, you give me some advice about being a goalkeeper. What advice for someone who wants to be a fireman or a fireman now? What would you tell them?
Well, first thing you have to be a very brave person because there are things, especially on the ambulance, you might see. I mean, I saw it happen. Sometimes guys on their first call, they got what you call it? I know it's disoriented, like you get a breakdown, you know, because after seeing someone condition, they didn't expect that. The first call they go on in. And you know, so those kind of things. But again, as you say, probably we have to prepare. But it's a very good job. It's a career. Also, you know, you got a lot of recognition. I mean, even when I was going for my visa the first time, and they see the fireman,
Wow.
I got the visa, and I never stopped getting it. So, but it's just a job you have to just put your mind to. And I mean, if you're very serious about it, and you don't think of the money. You know, because some people they just they come and work for a couple time and then they will. I mean, now it's different because before you hear a lot of people say they want to go to the States, but now they hear that. Some people more want to stay in Dominica, you know, than anything.
Nice.
So, but I said once you take the job serious and you have to be very brave. It's a job that is well appreciated. As I say that, just bringing back a little memory too. I see maybe most of what I maybe transpired for me. Maybe it was the blessings I get from especially them elderly people. Because I mean I used to work in Cassibrus. That is where I made back my connection because that's where my father was from. My mom was from Lapland. But when I went to Cassibrus for 5 years, it's like I made back a connection. And I mean time I carry somebody. I mean, but God will bless you. God will bless you because I need to waste time. Sometimes even I could just hold them myself as a small lady. I had to wait for people because before in my days you had one person on an ambulance. Now we have two. In my days we only had one. So sometimes I had to wait. Once I can carry you, I carry you. I also want to do in terms of family. Ghana Challenger. Sometimes you all plays music. And Lazo. These are my first cousins. So you know, I said I went to Cassibrus. I made a reconnection with them. Yeah. So
Connected the dots
Nice.
there.
yeah.
Quickly, Courtney, how many years did you serve as a national goalkeeping coach?
Well, 20. I just ended. I started in 2003, and I just ended a couple months ago.
Do you think Dominica's football is in a better shape now than it was back then?
To be honest, I would say no. I don't think it's in a better shape.
What can we do?
Well, I don't know, but if we had, I was kind of disappointed when we I don't know when we did, I don't know if it's with that did away with Coach Lachu, but I was very seeing some progress with him being there, and I mean now going back, so that's why I see I already see it's in a better place. If he was there, maybe I would have spoken different. And he was also the one who inspired me to hold on a little. I wanted to live since last year. Yeah, but I say I'm still coaching. I don't know where to think that I'm retired.
You
from
just
coaching.
that you coach in Harlem now.
Harlem, yeah, and I have some young boys working behind the scenes with.
Okay.
Yeah, I try to bring up.
You ever worked with
I
the
know last
NJFA?
time we had done, and I know we're wrapping up. Last time we had done on the program with the Newtown Juvenile Academy. Are you part of that? Do you?
No,
Yeah,
well, I in the initial stages I used to be in it with Joff and those
Okay.
guys. But one of the reasons you would believe I left it because I had no young boys to coach. Because all the young boys I told you before, and which I seen like it used to happen, everybody want to run. Nobody want to goalkeep. They find goalkeeping boring. When you small like that, that's how you feel. You want to run. You want to stand up. You know, it's like for them, the goalkeeping stand up.
Lazy
stand up.
is a lazy.
Yeah, so I used to be going and
Lazy
I have no goalkeepers to coach. I just, I just take a break. So sometimes I'll go there, if I see one, I would try and, but But I was in the initial stage for sure with Joe Faustin. Yeah.
Hey, we go back to football in Nigel.
I know.
No, but football is
Yes,
my life.
football.
Eh?
Oh yes, oh yes.
Yeah.
What is
Yeah,
it?
Watson.
It's the two F's, right?
Yes.
Football and fireman.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
That's all right.
Yeah, it's like from 15 years to now I'm 63. So like 48 years. Football, that's my life. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people like that play together with me. Most of them, I mean, that's why they listen in the other state. And before I go, let me just tell you this. One of the reasons I stay in Dominica was because of my mom. My mom had a stroke, and like everything, my mom called on me. I was saying if I had to leave and go to the States, I'd be thinking of my mom. So I would never be up there and, So it's like, yeah, my mom was everything. When I tell you everything to me.
Beautiful story.
Yeah, everything. So because of her, I could have gone to the States a long time, even before my last brother, Shanti. Understand? People tell me they have social security number, everything for me. I gone to the States, but I say no.
I like that.
As long as my mom is around, as I told you, she had a stroke over 40-something years. Yeah. And she just passed in 2 years ago at 95. So things are a little different, but yeah. If her around, I could never have gone. Yeah. She was keeping
continued blessings.
Yeah.
Continued blessings, my brother.
Yeah.
My brother was in continued blessings. Even if you've given up the national duties, but you're helping the Harlem team, and hopefully some young boys will come around and be interested in being like the Flying Wasim and take goalkeeping as serious as you did.
Yes, man. I hope so, man, and I'm still willing to help.
Very humble and always willing to help.
Yeah.
I like that. Nigel, what a program today.
Oh,
What a
man.
program. So that was a Father's Day treat.
Yeah.
That was a Father's Day treat. A wonderful story from this gentleman who has done so much and continues to do a lot for us in Dominica. Footballer, goalkeeper, at the national level we're talking about. Fire officer who did so much. It would be a busy time for you around that time as a fire officer, or more the Kawem?
Yes, yeah, very much
Busy
so. I
time?
mean, yeah,
Bushfires and
once it's
all that.
Kawem, yeah, it's busy, especially bushfires. Yeah, sometimes we when rainfall, when rain is falling during the Kawem, we call it a Kawem deuce.
Kawem Deuce.
Yeah, nice Kawem. But we get rain falling in
Yes,
between.
yes.
But when you get sun like that, oh boy, that's problem. Yeah.
Must have been a tough time for you during Maria, right? During you were the
Yes, man.
deputy
Yes.
chief there,
Oh,
dealing
boy.
with all that
Yeah, man,
situation.
yes, very much. Because I had a lot of decisions to make, and some. As I said, sometimes you have to agree if you make a mistake. You make a mistake, but you don't have the time. It's like my goalkeeping and sometimes being at the helm was like almost the same. Sometimes you don't have much time to make a decision, so sometimes you just have to just make it.
It's how you move forward.
Yeah,
Even if the challenge.
Yeah,
is
you make it.
mistakes
Yeah,
that you
after you have to. If there's anything, you pay for it. But thank God I never had to make any bad decision. I had to, go and apologize, or probably they would have to come down hard on me. It's like fingers was working, man.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice,
that's it.
nice,
I
nice,
still
nice.
think that I say I always mention God in my business. So
You have to. You
Yeah.
have to.
on my vehicle, before I go, I just tell you I have what is inscribed on my windscreen is Proverbs 3 verse 6, and all it's saying in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path.
Yes,
Yeah, and that's I live with that. Sometimes I forget to pray in the morning. Once I see that on my vehicle, I say, oh shit, I forget to acknowledge God. So I do
Beautiful.
that. Like I do it on the spot, I don't have to really kneel down everywhere and pray. You can pray on the spot.
Driving and praying.
Anywhere, yeah. Yeah, so
Nice,
I always try
nice.
to try my best, to do that. I know everything I do is not through me. Understand?
Cannot
Yeah.
be. I mean, if you could fly, you maybe can still
Yes.
fly. You could never come
Yeah,
back.
but I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Nigel. We have to end.
Yes, it's that time again.
Yes.
It's that time again where we have to, end our connection for the week, right? But Watson, I mean, thank you for being part of Connecting the Dots. Appreciate it. Thanks for allowing us to connect with you and to share your story and to, let others know of the success and what you've been able to do as a fireman, as a footballer, as a coach. and continuing to do still. So I wish you continued success, my brother.
Yeah, man. Well, I give thanks to DBS, you, Ivona, and for the many listeners and the comments and everybody else. I'm really thankful that I could have the time to do that. As we said, time runs so fast.
Yes.
I was thinking that an hour and a half
Hey.
was
Tell me
too
about
much,
it.
now I'm seeing, but it's not enough. But anyway,
Yes.
before I go, let me wish all the fathers a happy Father's Day in advance, and I hope they enjoy the day.
All right.
Tomorrow, I'm always blessed. I probably have 2 different occasions to go, and I have to choose one.
You have to choose one.
Father's Day, yeah. So, and I sure you probably have more, but I haven't received it yet.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, it was a pleasure. We'll do it again some other time.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Wasin, Courtney Challenger, for joining us this morning. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Nigel, I'm leaving
problem.
now
Thank you.
because I see Wasin has some delicacies. I've got a feast.
Oh
Awesome.
no!
Oh, water. Take care, Nigel.
We'll connect.
We'll link up again
my
next
dear.
week.
Okay.
All right,
Yes.
then.
All right, thank you very much.
Alrighty.
Join us next week, Saturday, for another Connecting the Dots on DBS Radio.